Hello, this is Nick from Breaker Press Games, and this is the Breaker Bulletin for November 20th, 2025. All right, it is the third week of November, so it is time for another Breaker Bulletin. For those that are not familiar with the Breaker Bulletin, this is my show where I go through and I break down all the things going on with Breaker Press Games, going through any crowd funds, Patreon, upcoming conventions, as well as in-store appearances, that sort of thing. Anything having to do with Breaker Press Games that you need to know. And so, with that being said, let's get straight into it. And as always, if you find this video useful or entertaining in any way, please like, subscribe, comment down below, share with a friend, all that good stuff. Let's break it down. All right, so Standard Courier Volume 2. As I had mentioned in the last video, back on November 1st, I actually had finished Standard Courier Volume 2. It was all printed. I had started to ship. At this point, Standard Courier Volume 2, I have shipped to all but 5 people. Those 5 people, I am waiting for you to complete your surveys. So please complete your survey so that I can, have your address, your correct address, and ship it out to you. It creates a level of tension for me when I'm so close to being done, but I can't wipe it off of the queue completely. With that being said, Rabid Dogs Volume 2. So that was one that I had gotten to the point where I was down to about 13 people that were waiting for the Rabid Dogs Volume 2. And why were they waiting? Well, because they were waiting for Standard Courier Volume 2 to be completed, because I had jumped the line as to which Kickstarter was completed first. A big mistake, something that I intend to not do going forward. But with that being said, of the 13 people that were waiting, all of them have been shipped to now. So Rabid Dogs Volume 2 is now 100% done. All of them have been shipped to their respective backers. Additionally, over the course of the last 9 months, over the last 9 months, all of the copies of the first run of Rabid Dogs Volume 2 have been sold, and so I had to do a reprint. So a couple of you are getting the reprinted version, or got the reprinted version. Don't worry, the reprinted version, a lot of times I will tinker with things. This one did not have a major tinker. There were a couple of things that got changed to italics. And also the mortar and pestle, the word pestle was spelled wrong, and so that got fixed. No big changes there. I apologize to everybody that has the one with the wrong spelling of pestle. Peculiar NPCs. Another one that I had jumped the line, and erroneously I had included something in there called the Peculiar Town of Standard Bundle Deal. And so there were about 30 people that are waiting for their Peculiar NPCs decks. Of those people, 15 of them were the bundle deal. A bunch of people also had added Standard Courier Volume 2 on because they had missed that Kickstarter. And so, long story short, those people are still waiting, and unfortunately, they're going to have to wait a little bit longer. My deepest apologies. Across the last 9 months, the convention season, Peculiar NPCs ended up being really popular, and so I sold out of all the decks that I had, and I wasn't paying that close of attention. I was just, hey, people want it, I want to sell it. Ultimately, in October, I realized the error of my ways, and I ordered another 100 copies of the deck. So another 100 decks are in the queue at the Game Crafter. The Game Crafter currently lists them as being done January 6th. This is most likely because they set it so that it is not before the holidays, so that they don't let anybody down. But I am reasonably confident that they're going to end up shipping before the holidays. But at the same time, I can't make that promise because they can't make that promise. All that being said, though, very soon I will have a pile of Peculiar NPCs decks, and I will be able to get them out to all of you that are still waiting. I apologize for the additional wait, especially you, Tony. Tony, I know you're anxious, but it's coming. Your stuff is coming. So all of the stuff that is basically done out of the way, let's talk about Horrors of the Whispering Wood. This was my first ever box set. Horrors of the Whispering Wood. Was kickstarted in December of last year. It was supposed to be finished this month. As I've mentioned in the last couple of videos, it is not going to be done this month. I expect late Q1 at the earliest, most likely Q2 of 2026. Yeah, I was actually just the other day digging through the art that Ricardo Gaspar has submitted, looking at the different monsters that I have not statted out yet. I know that when I sent him the ideas behind the different monsters, I had lots of cool concepts in mind, and I can't wait to start finishing those out and get the bestiary portion finished first. And then once the bestiary is completed, then I am going to dig into the actual Hexcrawl campaign. That stuff has been mapped out in my brain for the last year now. And so a lot of it is just about getting it committed into file format and properly laid out for maximized potential. But yeah, the big thing is I'm really excited just to have a box set, to be able to say I have a box set that introduces people to at least a portion of the standard setting. It is very exciting to be digging into that project next. So let's get into what's coming to the future and the near future, and that is Wide-Eyed Terror Revisited. I've mentioned it. I've been mentioning it for at least 6 months now. It was originally supposed to be for, and I've said this before, it was originally supposed to be for DCC Day 2025 back in July, and I missed all the deadlines. But the result of missing all the deadlines was that it was in advanced stages of completion, and now it is almost complete. I bumped it up from being a 20-page zine to a 24-page adventure, full-size adventure, and it is looking fantastic. Ricardo just turned in a couple of new pieces of art, giving it even more of a new coat of paint, and I am really excited to get that out into the world. It will be the first crowdfund that I have ever done where the project was done before I took it to crowdfunding. I would expect, assuming I get approval from Joseph, as early as next week, it could go up on Kickstarter. So please, you'll see the link down in the doobly-doo. Please click on the notify me on launch so that you can follow the Kickstarter and be ready when it goes live. All right. So that's everything that was on my crowdfunding. Let's talk about other stuff. What is this? I had some more stuff that I wanted to say about Wide-Eyed Terror. As I've said many times, it is one of my absolute favorites to run at conventions. I use the term all the time, guaranteed to split the party. But the new version has a new map, new encounters, new rumors. What is that word? What does that word say? It looks like, oh yeah, new hooks and new art. And I already mentioned the new art. And so, yeah, I've run it all through the 2025 con season and have made the adjustments as I've gone along. And so, yeah, it is basically done right now. And by the time the Kickstarter is finished, it will be done. And so, yeah, I am very excited about that. So let's move on. Let's talk about other exciting things. Let's talk about Patreon. So with Patreon, it just so happens that I just shipped 2 rewards out to all of my patrons. The 2 that went out were the Leech class, which Alex, my editor, had said in a comment that this was the most, knowing my playstyle, like the most Nick Barron class that I could possibly have come up with, and that he is surprised that it took so long for me to design something like this. I am very excited to see it at the table and see how people react to it. It is a Sawbones class. There's a dark brutality to this class that in the grimdark survival horror setting of Stennard is going to be delightful. I used a lot of the theory behind Urhan Leech Gripper, which is a favorite NPC I've used at conventions to kind of build out the full abilities of this class, and I'm very excited about it. I hope you guys are too. Additionally, I shipped out Night Falls on Tower Genulane, which is a carousing table that takes place in Tower Genulane. Great stuff. I've already been using it with my players, and they are having a delightful time. In fact, there's going to be a wedding at Tower Genulane, not this next session, but the session after that. If it wasn't for the fact that the player whose character is getting married to some unknown suitor at this point, if they weren't going to be missing the next session right before Thanksgiving, the wedding would be next week, but it'll have to be 3 weeks from now. So, other things coming up in Patreon. I actually spent several hours last night working on the Proselytizer, which I've mentioned before is basically my replacement for the Cleric class. They have, in addition to having Cleric spells, they also have access to sermons, as well as they have followers similar to the Icon Bearer, but in the current incarnation, I've turned them into a mob of one hit point characters that you can wield against your opponents. And so, yeah, it's exciting stuff, and I expect you to rack up a lot of disapproval. But other Patreon rewards, yeah, I just did a video on learning new wizard spells. You should check that out. And in that, I actually discovered some tables that I never really put much thought into as to how you acquire your spells as a wizard, and so I'm going to probably do a pamphlet based on that. I still have Ogrith to finish, and a few other things. So, yeah, there are still 3 more Patreon rewards to be shipped in 2025, and I feel like I am on track to get that all done and out to you by the holidays. So that's Patreon. That's exciting stuff. And then upcoming conventions. So I'm not going to get too far into the 2026 year, but I will tell you that I'm going to finish things out for this year with Milwaukee Krampusnacht. I'm actually not currently running any events. I put an event on the calendar, but so many people signed up to run games at Milwaukee Krampusnacht that I decided to pull my thing to give that table space to somebody else. But that being said, Milwaukee Krampusnacht, I will have the Goodman Games booth at Pilot Project Brewing here in Milwaukee. Krampusnacht is a fantastic event that happens in the Brewery District of Milwaukee. It's on Sunday, December 7th. The gaming will start as early as 11 o'clock and will be done by 7 in time for the fantastic crown jewel of Krampusnacht, the Krampus Parade, which is something to be seen. I was never a parade person until Krampusnacht last year, and I saw this parade of Krampuses, and I was like, this is actually really cool. But Milwaukee Krampusnacht, Dark Nebula Games, Peter will be there. The Wayward Studios guys will be there. I will be there. And then Stinky Goblin, if you've ever heard of them, their art will be at Milwaukee Krampusnacht. It will be a fantastic event. Please, I'll make sure the link is down in the doobly-doo. Go and sign if you live in Milwaukee, southeastern Wisconsin, or even Chicagoland. Come on up. Check out Milwaukee Krampusnacht. It will be a great event, and a lot of great judges are going to be running stuff. Finally, as you have seen, I have gotten back on track with getting some videos done. I just recently did a video on the 3-year reflections on my open table campaign, as well as a video on what house rules I use and what I pull from Knave and Shadow Dark. And then I just mentioned learning wizard spells, and also I did one on thieves and backstab. So I've been trying to make sure to get out at least 1 video a week, sometimes 2. So yeah, Breaker Press Games. I'm doing a lot of stuff. and finally have dug myself pretty much out of the Kickstarter hole, which is fantastic. So thank you guys all for all of your enthusiasm and support. I can't thank you enough. Yeah, I think that's it for now. At least until right around the solstice. That'll be the next video. So, thank you for supporting Breaker Press Games. Thank you for supporting indie games and indie game designers. It's my own tagline, and I messed it up. Thank you for supporting indie games and indie game designers, as well as live fully and die gloriously. I'll catch you in the next one.